In post-Katrina New Orleans, the French Quarter was a place of chaos, survival, and dark rebirth. And it's where Zack Bowen and Addie Hall became one of the city's most haunting stories. He was a charming bartender and Army veteran battling PTSD. She was a free-spirited poet with a wild streak and a fragile grip on stability. Together, they partied, fought, and fell into a volatile love that burned as hard as the city around them. When the levees broke, they stayed behind, turning disaster into a strange kind of freedom, until real life returned, and everything unraveled. What began as a hurricane romance ended in horror, with a murder, a confession, and a crime scene that stunned even New Orleans. I'm Mike.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave. If you thought mixing booze and trauma just makes for a wild night, stick around. It also makes for a recipe no one should follow. This is Necronomipod.
We're just kind of free balling here right from off air into the show, but you guys are we're talking about making NFL bets this weekend, and you decided not to bet on a touchdown for Travis Kelce. I think that's a safe bet because now that he's an engaged man, he's just a beta bitch, right? He's no tough athlete anymore.
Apparently not in your eyes.
Well, he's just going to turn into some, overweight, balding, stay-at-home dad as his wife's out there making all the money, right?
Sounds marvelous.
It does sound pretty good.
That is the dream.
It's not awful, but it ain't getting touchdowns.
That's true. That's true. You're not scoring touchdowns doing that.
So here, I floated this idea. Mike already heard this. Ian, we stopped up at Wrecking Crew up at the brewery after football yesterday.
Uh-huh.
And I floated the theory, what if this whole time Travis bet Jason Kelce $1 that he could make Taylor Swift write a song about his penis? And now that she's done so, he won the bet and he's just walking away. It's all over. He owes him $1. Like Trading Places, when they bet $1, they couldn't ruin Dan Aykroyd's life.
Yeah.
What if that's what this has been the whole time?
It'd be fucking crazy. That'd be wild.
Right here.
I think the cult of Swift would destroy Travis Kelce and would rip that wiener off of his body.
Yeah.
What's the song called? Wood? Is about Travis's wiener?
Yeah, I didn't listen to any of this stuff. I saw a few TikToks of people
I saw
essentially saying it was like a really kind of cringy love thing to Travis Kelce, essentially.
I saw, and I don't know the song or what is it? Wood, you said, Dave?
Yeah, someone told me it was about his wiener.
I saw someone doing mental gymnastics and at one point putting together that she says 9 to 5 and she means 9.5 inches. And I was like, okay, he's fucking slinging hog.
Hometown hero, Cleveland Heights.
We got big dicks in Cleveland. What do you want from us? It's in the water from that river that caught fire multiple times.
That's right. Big dicks and fish with 4 eyes.
It's our superhero origin stories.
Good stuff.
I don't know why, but this story felt familiar to me to where if you would have asked me, I'd have been like, oh yeah, we covered that a while ago, but we didn't.
It's requested a lot.
I don't know why I know this though.
I don't know. Maybe did we try to do this at one point and scrap it for some reason?
Yeah, I don't
think so.
Yeah, it feels like maybe that, but I don't know. But it was just very familiar. And it's not even just people requesting it, because even when they request stuff, I don't necessarily look them up. I'll add them to our spreadsheet, of a list. This, I just remember this story, I think. Unless there's something similar to it and I'm just getting it crisscrossed.
We had it pending one time a couple years back.
Okay.
So
but I feel like I read notes about them. Did we have notes?
No, I don't think we got that far.
Could have just been one of those nights where like Ian was explaining the story to us well, and it just stuck with me, and I feel like we discussed it.
There's a couple of times throughout life where I tell somebody about the subject, and I'm like, well, I guess you don't even need to listen to the show anymore because I just fucking told you the whole thing.
You're like, but if you'd be so kind as to sign up at patreon.com/Necronomipod, we'd appreciate that. And there's a whole lot more.
Chat GP Ian. He just tells the whole story. He summarizes it for people at parties.
Just imprinted in his brain the whole outline. So when they ask, he just gives the whole narration, and he loves it because he doesn't have us two jackasses interrupting him when he's telling the story.
Hey, I'm going to get a beer. ChatGPT Ian, can you summarize the Ed Gein story for me real quick? I'll be right back.
Well, okay.
Zachary Bowen was born in California in 1978. He grew up a laid-back West Coast kid. He's tall, charismatic, he's well-liked. In the mid-1990s, he moved to New Orleans, and by 18, he was bartending in the French Quarter. Not long after, he met Lana, who was almost 10 years older than him. They got married and had 2 kids. So, I mean, that's tough. He was pretty young, 2 kids at like 19, you know.
That's a lot of responsibility for a young man.
Yeah. Money was tight, so in May 2000, at 22 years old, he enlisted in the United States Army for a steady paycheck and health benefits. He served as a military police officer, first in Kosovo, then in Iraq after 9/11. He did well in the Army. He earned the NATO medal, and his unit got a presidential unit citation. But war changed him. He said that a fellow soldier that he was really close with was killed right in front of him. He also said that a young Iraqi boy that he had befriended was killed, along with this boy's family in a mortar attack after he was seen talking to Americans. He also developed a very painful hammer toe from bad boots that made every day while serving very hard.
That sounds horrible. I looked up pictures of hammer toe when I was reading this. I'm like, it's not great.
Yeah, I was going to ask what hammer toe even is.
Like that, I hear about it. Knuckle bend, so your toe's kind of like jacked up, looks horrible.
How is it different than like turf toe that you hear about like in the NFL?
I don't know what that is.
So I believe, let me look it up.
This is hammer toe, not hammer time. Just so everyone's clear. So, stop. Hammer toe.
Turf toe
his legs would go so fast when he was dancing in
those like, pants. With those pants.
Turf toe occurs when the ligament under the big toe is hyperextended.
Hyperextended. So the hammer toe would kind of curl. It points up like the knuckle bends. So your toe looks like a hammer.
Yeah. I feel like that's almost the same thing.
I don't know what it would look like if your ligament extends.
That doesn't sound pleasant.
No, man.
Well, I'm thinking if the ligament under your toe extends, that probably means your toe is being forced up, correct?
I don't know. Well,
that's, comparison. I'm afraid I'm going to see shit that I don't want to see, and then it's going to fucking fuck with my mind. Look, I'm the guy that wakes up every day with my sore ankles. I don't need to worry about turf toe and hammer toe.
My feet hurt a lot because I have flat feet. It's very unpleasant.
Yeah. We are fucking pathetic human beings.
We don't even deserve the oxygen we breathe on this planet. Let's be honest.
Our old man ailments.
We should just make way for the younger generation. At least me. You guys can hang up for a few more years, I guess.
Over time, he got depressed and angry with the Army. Zach started failing physical fitness tests on purpose, hoping that they would send him home. He wanted out. His wife, Lana, was in New Orleans, sick with hepatitis, and he felt that he needed to be home with her and the kids. The plan worked. The Army discharged him in 2004, but it was a general discharge, not an honorable one. So he lost many of the veteran benefits that he expected. So, like, the plan worked, but it didn't work at the same time, you know?
Yeah, that's tough. I did that in high school. I failed a lot of physical fitness tests on purpose.
I meant to do that.
I don't do that.
I don't recall ever taking physical fitness tests.
You had to run 2 miles in under 20 minutes or I'm kidding. I didn't fail on purpose, but I was always in the back running because I'm not very fast.
I didn't do that. I didn't have to like I've never climbed a rope.
Really?
Like I've never had to do that.
We had to do that.
Yeah.
I remember climbing ropes.
I remember running, but I also did track and cross country. So like that wasn't unusual, but like I don't remember being like, today you're going to take a test. Like it was either just like you learn a sport and then you play it in gym and then that's it.
Well, we went to Catholic school, so we had to climb poles, not ropes. Priest poles, to be exact.
Jeez. And only the best, got this extra special attention, right?
That's right.
They also fed us a lot of bananas. It was real weird. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Who can eat this in the fewest bites? They told us it was for cramping, but I could say there's ulterior motives.
Oh, you got to actually eat the banana. Oh, all right. They did it differently they did different stuff at my school.
I ate it. Maybe that's why I was never chosen. They're like, oh, he's a little teethy with his banana. Oh boy.
So Zack went back to bartending in the French Quarter. On the outside, he seemed fine. Like coworkers said that he was, very lively, whatever. But inside, he was struggling with untreated PTSD, depression, and this major sense that he had failed at the army, his marriage, and just life in general. Then a little bit after he comes back and starts bartending, his marriage fell apart. Lana took the kids and left. Zack was devastated, and he spent a lot of time alone drinking super heavy.
I have a question. I doubt we have an answer to this, but when you get a general discharge like that, do you have access to VA, healthcare for your PTSD? Because I feel like that's probably a really big part of this story, and I don't know the answer to that. I'm going to research it during the break here in a minute and come back with an answer at the end of the story here. But that seems like it might be a major problem here.
Yeah, that stuff's intense. Like, I know of somebody that was in Iraq that like can't go under overpasses, like under highways and stuff. Just cannot be underneath them because afraid of like the roadside bombs going off underneath an overpass.
I'm sure, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We don't really take good care of our veterans here. Not to the extent that we should. It's a big problem.
Yeah. I would argue even if you got a dishonorable discharge, you should still have access to some of those benefits. And
I would agree 100%. Absolutely.
You still serve this country and you have experienced things that I wouldn't ever wish to experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Addie Hall came into Zack's life in 2005. She was 2 years older than him. She had grown up in the Northeast and had a hard past. Friends said that she came from an abusive home and later was in abusive relationships, which made her wary of men. Friends said that Addie was creative and wild in a good way. She was a poet and a dancer and moved to the French Quarter looking for an escape and a place that accepted her. She bartended at spots like the Spotted Cat on Frenchman Street and had regulars, so people really liked her. She was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and sometimes, how it sounds is a lot of times, more than not, she skipped her meds and she drank a lot. She could be the life of the party 1 minute and then just go into a blind rage the next. French said that she could be extremely kind and fun, but when she got angry, it was explosive.
Not a great combination, huh?
It is not. I would advise against doing that.
Sounds like Jodi Arias and you two probably have boners right now.
Marriage material, right?
That's your words, not mine. I'll wait for my thick queen and her juicy dumper.
Zack and Addie met in 2005 while they were bartending. It said she was pretty mean to him right away. Like maybe like a kind of a flirty mean thing, but she was doing it way too hard. But eventually they started hanging out and things moved fast. Both were heavy drinkers, used drugs, and together they partied really hard. Friends said that the relationship from the start was very intense and messy. They would show up all over each other, and then a few hours later and a few drinks later, they would be screaming at each other in the street. They would break up, get back together a lot. And their friends had different opinions on this. Like some are like, they're good for each other. Others like, absolutely not.
Britney Spears wrote a song about this. It's called Toxic. At the time, I think she wrote that song about her and I and our relationship. But
Yeah.
Never heard it.
oh, you have.
You've heard that.
You 100% have.
I turn it off. Horrible. Horrible.
That's a good
Turn
song.
it. I like you turn it off like you're still listening to the radio in your car. You're like, oh, and that's enough of that song. I'm gonna flip now to talk radio.
Everyone knows a couple like this when you were younger.
Yeah.
Everybody. Mm-hmm.
And if you don't,
really fun.
if you don't know a couple like this, it's because you were one of the ones in the couple.
Well,
That's right. That's like if you go to a poker game and you sit down and you can't spot the sucker, you are the sucker.
That is why I don't play poker.
same reason I don't play.
I'm the
That's why I
spider.
try to get you guys to play every time.
Yeah, because we're suckers and you can take all our money. I'm the spider from Goodfellas. Whenever you guys play poker, I'll be the guy, the bitch that gets everyone drinks and just hangs out. And then you probably will end up shooting me in the foot and then killing me when I tell you to go fuck yourself.
It's also true. We have to replace you, though. That's a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, you just get Declan then.
I haven't played poker in a long time. I'm not very good anymore. I used to play a lot, but
I was never into
don't
it.
know.
I was too impatient. Like, and I just don't like to sit there and it's a long drawn out game and people would
Mr.
get
all
mad.
in on the first hand because
Exactly. Like I'd get bored and be like all in, and then everyone gets mad at you because then you end up winning, and they're like, "Oh, you didn't even give a fuck." I was like, "No, I didn't. I wanted to be done."
Well, you're 3 and 5 not suited. Why were you even in?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't want to be in. I want to be done. But give me your fucking chips because I won.
I used to love playing. I don't know. My brain can't think that quick anymore. So I just always lose now. I don't play often enough.
I don't know how to play.
Probably all
I
the
can teach
bourbon
you.
you were drinking before you played, Dave.
Well, yeah.
I like euchre. Euchre's my favorite.
I used to not play. I don't remember how to play that anymore.
The people have tried to teach me euchre numerous times, and it's again always like when I'm buzzed, and then it never sticks. And then the next day, I'm like, I couldn't tell you a single thing about how we played this game.
It's super fun to play.
Yeah, and I'm with you, Ian. Like I know poker, and like is it Texas Hold'em style, Dave? Where you flip the cards, but like I would need someone to walk me through it a few times because like I'm not going to think quick enough. I'm going to hold up the whole game.
Yeah.
It's like when I go golfing, which hasn't been in 10 years. Like I need to go with someone who's going to stop and tell me what club to use because I don't
Right.
fucking know what club to use.
Right.
Like, oh, do I use my putter? They're like, sir, you are 200 yards out. You do not use your putter.
You're like, well, I'm going to fucking use it anyway. 'Cause you already drank 13 Miller Lights this morning.
Now I'm using it out of spite. This is a spite stroke. Just like I'm going to do to your wife later on. Spite stroke.
Well, winter's almost upon us here. Maybe we'll start up some poker games, and I would be happy to have you serving my guests.
Yeah.
Their drinks all night, Spider.
I would much rather serve the guests alcohol than serve them all with my cash.
In the last week of August 2005, as Hurricane Katrina approached New Orleans, officials ordered an evacuation and hundreds of thousands left. Zack planned to evacuate with his ex-wife and their kids. His ex-wife even said that Addie could come along with them. Zack asked Addie to go, but she refused. She didn't want to leave New Orleans, and she did not want to rely on Zack's ex. And there's some tension there we'll talk about later. But as the city emptied out, they stayed behind in Addie's apartment to ride out the storm.
Two thoughts. Very nice of the ex-wife.
Super
Very
nice.
magnanimous to make that offer. And number two, Zach, you should have went with your kids. How could you not?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my two thoughts.
I agree.
And my other thought is that the one main takeaway from Katrina that I will always remember is this.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
And Mike Myers standing next to Kanye on TV, not knowing what the fuck to say and how to react to that statement.
That poor Canadian boy did not deserve to be in that situation.
Oh,
He just like, you kind of see his shoulders go up like he takes a breath.
Brutal.
Oh, man, I miss that Kanye. I wish I could go back to that Kanye.
Oh,
Nope. That Kanye's gone.
20 years ago.
That Kanye's gone forever.
Yeah.
He rotted his brain with that fucking nitrous and shit.
And then as a result of that, everyone started sending out, well, like early days of memes, pictures, like Photoshop pictures of George Bush on a boat from somewhere, and they'd put it in New Orleans, and people like in the water waving and stuff, and he would just be looking in from the boat, like crazy stuff. I remember all that. Oh, it was nuts. People thought it was real.
Yeah.
What, they thought he was for real driving in a boat through?
Yes, yes. Like, are you crazy? That's not real.
It was early Photoshop, right?
It was early Photoshop. The boomers of their day are like, oh my God. Why isn't Bush pulling over to help those people? They're drowning in the water.
They're not the boomers of the day. They're still boomers. They're the same boomers 20 years later that are falling for all that shit.
All that Facebook AI stuff that is clearly fake that people think is real. Hurricane Katrina happening in 2005, like that was my senior year of high school. I wasn't really paying attention to the news very much or anything, so I don't remember a ton about it or whatever, but I watched that Netflix documentary, that 3-parter recently, because I really didn't know much about it at all. It's pretty crazy to see all that footage from back then.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I remember hearing about it in the news and knowing it was horrible, but I was in college. I was in my own little world.
Oh, I remember. Ian was like, Katrina and the waves? Is that what that is? Fuck that. Music sucks. Emo, baby.
What is the band? Katrina and the Waves?
Yeah, like, I'm Walking on Sunshine, Katrina and the Waves.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't that back around that time? I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It's all a blur. Fuck hurricanes.
Hurricane Katrina hit on the morning of August 29th, 2005. It was one of the worst storms in United States history. Levees failed and about 80% of New Orleans flooded. The French Quarter, where Addie's apartment was, sat on slightly higher ground, so it avoided the worst of the flooding. Power was out, communications were down, and streets had fallen trees and debris everywhere. Like it's a mess. But the quarter wasn't underwater. After the hurricane passed, they made the best of it. At night, they were out lighting bonfires in the street, canned food, all that stuff, sharing with people, making the best of it.
If you ever get stuck with just canned food, pork and beans and corn, put them together on your hot plate, heat it up, salt and pepper, a little butter. Delicious.
You told us all about this a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I know. I'm just reminding people if they're ever in a situation like this. You probably won't have butter because there won't be any power or anything, but you can eat it without the butter. You'll be good. It's still delicious.
Should they be wasting 2 cans in one meal, though? In these trying times, perhaps just 1 can per meal. And I'm not going to lie, a can of pork and beans is still fantastic.
You can make that argument, I suppose. But if you have a way, maybe you just eat half of the combined total at
make 2 meals
the
out of it.
First serving, make 2 meals, yes.
I would just go steal a can from somebody and then make my meal with that. It's not my can of corn. It's your can of corn that now I'm using with my pork and beans.
That's a good plan, Mike, yeah. Well, if you just have a gun in these situations, you just take whatever you want from anybody.
That's true.
Like, that's how the zombie apocalypse will go. These people that hoard all this stuff, as long as you have a firearm, you just go and take it from them and kill them. Then you'll have all their supplies.
And you have even more supplies.
Yeah. The gun is the more important item in this scenario.
I'm going to be a big target because obviously I have a big stock of Campbell's chunky soups just sitting in my cupboard.
Well, I will just take my pistol to your house and I will kill you. And take all of your supplies. That was easy.
And now I have 4 cases of Campbell's chunky soup.
Reporters covering post-Katrina New Orleans found Zack and Addie, and stories ran with their pictures in major news outlets. One thing that was always included about them in any story was when police or National Guard passed, Addie would sometimes flash them. So it's like, I don't know, this like fun little tidbit about them, I guess.
They're just enjoying life after this horrible tragedy.
Yeah. Make the best of things, right?
Yeah.
I remember watching this all unfold live on TV, man. It was fucking horrible. It was unbelievable, some of the scenes that you were seeing. So, yeah.
In those interviews, Zack said that those weeks were the best times of his life.
That is a bold statement.
It really is.
That does not sound fantastic at all.
By mid-September 2005, the power came back and cleanup started. The French Quarter slowly repopulated, bars reopened, and Zack and Addie went back to regular life. That meant responsibilities came back, jobs, rent, and child support for Zack. Military vehicles were on the streets just for cleanup purposes, like National Guard and stuff like that. But that really triggered a lot of PTSD for him. Like I was saying about the guy that I know earlier, that just seeing being near an underpass triggers him. Just seeing these vehicles outside was constant anxiety for him.
You put your brain back in a war zone, sure.
And remember, Addie has bipolar disorder and her drinking was ramping up. So her moods were all over the place. The fighting between them got uglier. Neighbors and friends see them out in the street yelling at each other. They'd hear yelling coming from the windows. And also things reportedly got physical between them as well.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. October 10th is World Mental Health Day. And this year, BetterHelp is shining the spotlight on therapists, the people who truly make the world a better place. Moments in therapy, like the right question, a safe space to cry, or even a small win, can change lives. BetterHelp therapists have helped over 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. That's millions of stories, millions of struggles. And behind every one is a therapist who showed up, listened, and helped someone take a step forward. BetterHelp has been helping people find their match for over 12 years and has a 4.9 out of 5 rating with 1.7 million client session reviews. If you're looking for quality, BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform. After filling out a brief questionnaire, you'll be matched with a therapist that is tailored to fulfill your needs. And it's convenient, too. You can join with a therapist at the click of a button, helping fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, switch therapists at any time with no extra cost. BetterHelp sessions are done completely online, and you can pause your subscription whenever you need to. So this World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/necro. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/necro.
One source of tension at this point was Zack's past life. Addie was never comfortable with his ex-wife and his kids. Which, if you're with a dude that's just part of the package, right? If you're with them, that's what it is.
Would you really want to be with a guy that deserted his kids?
Yeah,
why would you want to be with someone like that? Yeah, I don't understand that.
I think that's some bipolar disorder talking there.
You want to be the main thing in his life, and the kids kind of take precedence, and you resent that. Yeah,
not thinking rationally.
Sure, that's how the cucks resent Mike.
In what sense?
In the sense that when you're gone, the wives are thinking about you and doting on their husbands, and they start to resent you.
Yeah, like your cucking doesn't actually help the friendship or the relationship.
Right. Well, I would the opposite.
I would advise them to look deep within their own relationship and maybe understand that the cuck life is not for that husband then. I'm coming in just trying to help their relationships. I'm not trying to destroy any.
Yeah. I think
still no refunds. No refunds.
I think what they're looking deep in is their wife's vagina and seeing that it's not the same.
Well,
after Mike Noaflod flew home.
There is a damages clause.
Those vaginal walls are stretched out a little bit, and it's not the same wife that they married.
Looking like New Orleans after Katrina.
So around fall 2006, things hit a point, and now they wanted to try and save their relationship. They kind of hit that phase where it's like the fighting has hit like this crazy peak, but they are still trying to be toxic and not let each other go. And now they're like, we're going to move and save our relationship, get a change of scenery. So they rented an upstairs unit at 826 North Rampart Street on the edge of the French Quarter across from Congo Square. The apartment sat above a voodoo spiritual temple and an old Creole townhouse. So they saved up their money and moved in early October 2006. Within days of moving in, Addie found out Zack had cheated on her. The details weren't clear, but she treated it as the end of the relationship. Instead of a blow up, she decided to kick him out. On Wednesday, October 4th, she went to the landlord and asked to remove Zack from the lease so it would be in her name only. The landlord was surprised because this lease was brand new, like within just a couple of days. So he wrote a quick addendum, but he was never able to process that change. That meeting was the last time that anyone saw Addie alive. What happened next comes from Zack's later writings and confession. On the night of October 4th, 2006, they were together in the apartment and had been drinking. At about 1 a.m., so that would be Thursday, October 5th, Zack wrote that he, quote, very calmly strangled Addie. He also wrote, quote, it was very quick. After Addie died, Zack did not call 911. In his writings, he said that he felt no remorse. He also admitted to having sex with her body more than once. And then after that, he laid down and went to sleep.
This reminds me of a story we did where a guy would do this with his, like, kill his victims, I think fuck them, and then sleep next to them. And then he was the guy that, like, would in the middle of the night then bury them, like, in the backyard, and then he, like, would move. Do you guys remember this? Like, I want to say it was like an English story or something.
I think there's a couple potential contenders here.
He would burn the bodies and then bury them in like the backyards.
Yeah, that was the British guy that would burn them.
He moved around like a bunch of flats. He moved around and like had bodies, I think, buried at multiple places.
Yeah, that was
Does that make sense? Who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Dennis Nielsen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was very much like, he had that Dahmer thing where he just wanted to like cuddle with a dead body.
Yeah, that's what it was.
The dog. What was the dog's name?
Oh, shit.
Malachi. I just made that up.
It was something. Fuck, let's look it up.
Siri, what was Dennis Nilsson's dog's name?
Bleep.
Both of you at the same time.
Siri found it.
Both of you and everyone listening on an iPhone, it all said it at the same time. What was it? Bleep? Bleep.
Yeah.
Bleep, 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 bleep. That's good.
A few hours later, on the morning of October 5th, Zack woke up. He got dressed and went to work for his bar shift, leaving Addie's body in his apartment. He just left her in the bed. Coworkers said that he wore dark sunglasses indoors and had his hat pulled down low, and he was quieter than usual. Zack worked his shift without incident. He later described that day and the days following this in a detached way, like he was watching himself from outside his body.
I was going to say, what's it like working, just being in your own skin after you did that to somebody? Their body's still laying in your apartment like that.
I wish I could say I could put myself in that place, but I certainly can't.
Yeah. It's hard to even envision that.
Just completely snap, right? I mean, if you're having sex with a dead body, you've never had that type of behavior before.
Yeah, just completely disassociated.
What's it called when you do like a shame cum or like a cum to something that's like ridiculous, and then like afterwards you're like, why the fuck did I just do that?
Post-nut clarity?
Maybe that. Do you think like they ever get that like the next day when they wake up after he had like fucked this corpse multiple times? He's like, oh no, last night got away from me a little bit.
Oh, no. That was real?
He's like, oh, fuck, I didn't dream that. He's like laying on his side. He's like, oh, I hope when I roll over, there's not a body next to me. Oh, I hope when I roll over, there's not a body next to me. And then you turn, he's like, fuck.
Terrifying.
Well, I don't think he had that shame.
Have you ever woken up like that, Mike?
With what? I'm going to need you to be more specific.
No recollection of the prior night, hoping that there wasn't a dead body next to you?
No, I've never woken up like that, and never with any, I've never woke up with any thought of, oh man, I hope there's not a dead body next to me.
Okay, just clarifying.
Yeah. I mean, the day after I woke up having shit myself, yeah, you wake up going, man, I wish that was a dream.
Yeah.
It was not. It was very real.
That's like when I ate that sponge.
Was that the same night you fell in the mud coming home?
Yeah.
So like there was mud probably all over your clothes, a fucking half-eaten sponge in the kitchen.
Yeah, he was initially trying to scrub himself off with the sponge. He's like, oh, looks pretty tasty.
He gets halfway done. He's like, oh, goddamn, this has got chocolate on it. This is going to be good. This is going to be a delicious cookie. Oh, okay.
So when Zack came back from work that night, he started to try to hide the evidence. He moved Addie's body to the bathtub and dismembered it with a hacksaw and a knife. He cut off her hands, feet, arms, legs, and head over more than one session. In his writings, he said that he stopped partway through and felt scared by how calm he was. He thought about killing himself at that point, but then he switched to what he called Plan B, which was staging the crime scene as the police later found it.
I mean, it's one thing to do that to a stranger, I guess, but to be able to hacksaw into pieces someone that you supposedly loved and spent all this time with.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a different level, right?
He left his kids behind to stay with her.
Exactly. You could say he put her up higher than anyone else in his life. And to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I think most people, even if they were in some sort of blind rage because they were all fucked up and did something like this, I don't know. I think I'd kill myself before I was able to chop someone up like that.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
This almost, and this is not making an excuse for this. People are always like, all right, what's this fucker going to say now? This almost has like the Chris Benoit type feel to it, where like Benoit it seemingly loved his wife and kid, but then over the course of 48 hours killed them both and then himself. And then Zack does this to the woman that he was spending his life with.
Yeah.
And, you know, he might have been having his PTSD. Benoit probably was CTE now, you know, the more we know about that. But it almost has that feel to it. Like something in you just kind of snaps and you're not thinking as you had once been.
Complete break from reality. Yeah.
Like extended break from reality.
Sure.
Like with Benoit, they wanted to put it on roid rage, but like roid rage does not last 3 days, 2 days, you know, whatever it was.
It's completely outside yourself.
Yeah.
Which is scary that could happen to someone, right? Like you don't ever want to think that that's possible, that you could be completely outside yourself and do something like this.
Yeah, right.
That scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
So after dismembering Addie's body, Zack left the parts in the bathtub for a couple days. Once decomposition started, he decided to use the kitchen. In his writings, he said his goal was to separate flesh from bone, not to eat her. He put her head in a large pot on the stove, her hands and feet in another pot, and arranged her arms and legs in a roasting pan in the oven. He did put herbs and like seasoning on some of the limbs, the cooked limbs. He put her torso in a garbage bag in the refrigerator. It seems like, I don't know, we'll talk about it later. Maybe he's trying to stage it to look like something, or maybe the thought ran through his mind. I don't know.
Like tried to stage it to look like, oh, this is just meat that I have prepared in the freezer.
No, like staged for a shock value kind of thing.
I see. Or had the thought that he might go back and eat her.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he was debating that.
Yeah.
He also tried to avoid detection, which is interesting. While you're boiling body parts on a stove, he also bleached the bathroom and some other cleaners to remove blood. He turned down the apartment's air conditioner to the max, setting it at 60 to slow down decomposition and stop the odor, which it seemed to have worked. Neighbors didn't mention anything, that they smelled anything.
So he saw like a little narrow alleyway at the end of the road here. Like, maybe I can possibly get away with this.
Fucking Issei Sagawa looking motherfucker.
That definitely should, that, like, if I was on a jury and we're going for the insane defense or, insanity, and I heard that detail, that tells me, between right and wrong.
Yeah.
Also, if I walk into your apartment and it's set at 60 degrees, I am a happy camper. Just want to put that out there.
That's a nice temperature, right?
I would love to be in a hoodie and sweatpants while sitting in your apartment.
Exactly. That's exactly what I thought.
Just please don't have, like a body rotting somewhere in there. I don't want to be a part of that. I want to be in a nice, cool apartment.
And some hot dogs in the roaster, not limbs and seasoning.
Exactly.
That's good advice.
It's a fair ask, Mike. It's a fair ask.
Now I want hot dogs in a 60-degree, nice, cool room.
Sounds amazing.
That's a perfect evening.
Friends started asking where Addie was. She wasn't showing up to work. And when people called or saw Zack in the neighborhood, they'd ask him where Addie was. He'd say that she left him and gone to North Carolina. He gave slightly different versions. After a fight, she went to start fresh, maybe go be with family. People were skeptical because Addie loved New Orleans and no one thought that she would just leave without telling anyone. Other people thought it might be possible, but nobody suspected that she was dead and something along those lines. It's also reported that Zack told at least one person that Addie had cheated on him and left town.
Projection.
Yeah, because he was cheating on her. Fucko.
Starting to think he's not a nice guy.
That was what did it for you, huh?
It was
Not the seasoning.
It was just a joke.
As days passed, Zack kept up a normal routine in public, but was planning his suicide. So I guess going forward, suicide warning, because that plays into a lot of the rest of the story. He later wrote that after killing Addie, that he always knew he was going to have to kill himself. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you did something like this, that has to be a natural thought, right?
Yes, 100%. Especially for someone that, doesn't want to sit in a cage for the rest of their life.
Right. He quit his bartending job and started spending his savings, which was about $1,500, on food, drugs, strippers, and bars in the French Quarter.
So what's that, like 4 hours?
Yeah, you could blow through that pretty quick.
$1,500.
Yeah.
If
That's
that.
true.
He called it, quote, good food, good drugs, good strippers, good friends.
Okay. It's not going to last very long, though, $1,500.
Well, I think his intention is that he's not going to last very long.
Yeah, that's very true.
We talked earlier about how he said that he didn't have any remorse for what he did. During this part of like his journals and his writings at this time, he wrote, quote, I scared myself not by the action of calmly strangling the woman I've loved. And then the source I use for this as desecrating, like they redacted this. I'm assuming he's saying fucking her body, but by my entire lack of remorse, end quote.
So again, going back to, he clearly knew what he did was wrong.
Yeah.
And then, he's at ease, of course, because he's fucking drunk and high and blowing all this money and thinking, oh, I'm going to take the easy way out and I'm going to end up killing myself. So it makes sense when people say, oh, he looked like he was at ease at this point.
Yeah. Is the scary part that he's like, well, I have kids. Is it possible I could do this to them too? That's the scary part, right?
It's scary, but it's not something it seems like he ever mentions.
Yeah.
Was he even thinking about them at this point?
On Sunday, October 15th, 2006, about 10 days after the murder, Zack had spent most, if not all, of the money. And he began writing his final words. He added entries into Addie's journal, turning it into a mix of a confession and suicide note. He wrote, quote, "Today is Monday, October 16th, 2 a.m. I killed her at 1 a.m., Thursday, October 5th. I very calmly strangled her. It was very quick. I came home, laid next to her, and passed out next to my dead girlfriend." And he goes on to describe the dismemberment, very plain terms, lists all of his failures. Just sounds like a dude that had PTSD. Like, I'm not excusing what he did by any means, but when you read through his stuff, it's like, it's a dude that had PTSD and had a really lifetime and was doing drugs and abusing alcohol and stuff. Like, nothing about this was good.
Yeah. Just like thousands of other people with PTSD.
Right.
Because they don't get the proper treatment.
He left instructions for the police to find his body, and he did mention his ex-wife in there and that he loved her. So they were in his realm of thinking or whatever. On the evening of Tuesday, October 17th, Zack went to the Omni Royal Orleans Hotel in the French Quarter. The Omni has a rooftop bar and pool called the Terrace. Around 8 p.m., surveillance footage showed him on the roof with a drink, walking to the ledge, and then pulling back several times. At about 8:30, he finished his drink and put his dog tags on and suicide note into a plastic bag in his pocket. He also had the keys to the apartment that he and Addie were living in. He climbed onto the ledge and jumped, falling 7 stories to the roof of the hotel's parking garage. Obviously, people heard this and called 911. And when police arrived, they found Zack's body, and he had died instantly. In the right front of his pocket, they found a Ziploc bag with the note addressed to the police. And it began, quote, "This is not accidental. I had to take my own life to pay for the one I took." Gave the apartment address, fully detailed like where they would find the specific body parts in the stove, oven. Inside, they found it. The place, how we described it, very cold. Everything was a mess. Like they were mid-move. Like they didn't really unpack everything. One thing that they did find that we didn't bring up yet is that Zack was spray painting messages on the walls. One said, "I'm a failure. I love her. Look in the oven," with an arrow pointed to it.
Oof. Well, I guess slightly different than Chris Benoit. At least he left a fucking note.
Yeah, Chris Benoit is just a complete mystery.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's a mystery.
To a degree.
You get those people that and then go down the rabbit hole and still are adamant that he didn't do it. And that's crazy talk.
I don't think he did it.
See? Crazy talk.
I have no idea.
It was that damn Kevin Sullivan. He did it. It was Nancy's ex-husband.
So the police found everything like we described with the body parts and fucking, there were cut vegetables, carrots and potatoes nearby. So when the media gets a hold of that, of course, that's going to spread super fast. And that's all that they're going to focus on. Police and the coroner later clarified that there's no evidence that Zack ate any parts of Addie. The autopsy found no human flesh in his stomach or intestines. Toxicology showed alcohol and drugs, a lot of it in his system, a lot of shit. I don't know. Maybe the thought went through his mind. Maybe it was just him trying to do a shock thing. I don't know.
I mean, I kind of know. Who knows?
No. In the years that followed, Zack and Addie's stories, books, TV dramatizations, big on ghost tours, a lot of ghost tours going on down there with Zack and Addie. In 2016, after a fire, the Voodoo Temple that was below it moved out. A local tour guide later opened a haunted museum there and displayed the stove and fridge where police found Addie's remains. Addie's friends are very vocal. They are not happy about this place at all, which I understand.
Sure. Why would the police have not taken the stove and fridge? Like, did they leave it in the apartment and just like the apartment, like the owner scrubbed it up and was like, new tenants, come on in. Here's your stove and fridge.
Sounds like the place just sat vacant for a long time afterwards.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess, well, yeah.
There's no trial. There's no need for the evidence to anything. I'm sure it just sat there.
That's what I mean. Like, but do you think like the owner was just like, oh, I'll leave it in here and I'll scrub it up and the next person will move in? And then like this museum was like, hey, we'll buy that from you.
I don't think it was scrubbed up.
Or who knows?
Well, that's what I mean. Maybe it wasn't even scrubbed up. You know, who knows? It's all very morbid.
Yeah, that's a little much.
It's a lot much. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a difference between like showcasing Ted Bundy's like a fucking note from him versus buying the building something or the place that something happened in and then displaying the evidence right there.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know what Zack does. Is that any different?
I guess not. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think. Did Zack have anything related directly to the victims? His was always stuff like for like the serial killer, right? Like who did we see? Like we saw the death robe of like Manson.
Yeah.
And we saw like Kevorkian's van, which I guess is if that even was his real van.
Yeah, I have questions about that van.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think if there was anything directly related to like just the victim though.
Not that I can think of, no.
Look, I'm not trying to stick up for Zack. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Sure.
This one just feels different to me.
The only thing I can think of that Zack had that would be close was he had Ted Bundy's kill kit with the mask and all the stuff in it.
Yeah.
Which that was really fucking creepy to see up close.
How's that any different? I mean,
yeah,
it's all the same.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
It's different that it's a Ted Bundy thing. It's not something that's stored, a victim's remains necessarily.
I don't know.
Look, in the end, you're glorifying all of it, but
that's what I mean.
So are we by sitting here talking about it.
Like, it's just different.
True.
That's my whole point. It's all different levels of the same thing.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Different levels. That makes sense.
So that's the story of Zack and Addie. I think it's just a really sad story of just a lot of untreated mental illness or trying to treat it yourself. And
half the stories we do are because of untreated mental illness.
That's true.
Yeah. This really does definitely have that vibe of just like a toxic situation that slowly like percolated under the surface, like especially in like his mind.
Sure.
And maybe something that he didn't in the moment have control over. And you hate to say that because, there's still an innocent victim here. It's not making an excuse for him, but.
Or did they just get in a fight and she kicked him out and he killed her? And he kind of did all this after effects staging to make it look like it was PTSD or mental illness related. It's a very fine line. I don't know.
Yeah, you'll never know because
you'll never know.
He's not here.
Maybe he was perfectly sane.
Well, he certainly knew after the fact that whatever he did was not right.
Yeah.
The fucking of the body afterwards is a little weird.
But he just put that in his journal. I mean, he might have been trying to portray himself as having mental illness and crazy versus just, I snapped one night, my girlfriend was kicking me out and I fucking killed her.
Yeah.
But I don't
didn't
want
even
people
think
to
of
remember
that.
me like that. I want people to remember me as kind of a victim on some level because of my PTSD. You don't know. That's not to minimize the PTSD thing, and it's a serious issue in this country. But who knows?
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, I didn't think of that fact that we have to take his word for the necrophilia part of this.
Yeah, he framed this whole story himself, so
Yeah.
there's no other evidence. So it's his version of events that survives, whether they're 100% true or not. We're not going to know.
The spray paint on the walls gives me a staged vibe. That seems Hollywood a little bit.
Sure. He might have just been your run-of-the-mill boyfriend that got mad.
It seemed like it was there. They were hitting each other.
Sure.
In front of people even. So, yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe he hit her and she fell down and got hurt,
Sure.
all kind of stuff.
I mean, I'll give you that it takes a little bit of mental illness to be able to chop a person up like that on some degree.
Yeah, I mean, at very minimum, he did boil her head and stuff.
Yeah. Maybe he had that break post-murder. I mean, who knows?
It's a hell of a interesting story.
Well, don't forget.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Can't forget that.
Kanye just telling us. It was on like a phone-a-thon or something too, right? Like something.
Yeah, they're raising money for Katrina victims.
Yeah. Well, they had to. They had to do something because George Bush obviously wasn't going to help them out.
Obviously.
Kanye just tried to tell you.
I remember watching that live, the thing.
Did you watch that live?
For sure.
Boy.
It was the whole only thing that was going on in the country, yeah. I remember watching that Katrina coverage day one. I'm like, oh my God, this is not good.
Was August of 2005 the year of the blackout?
I think it was 2003. I was not good either. I remember that.
Yeah. It was early August because I was home. So even if I was in college, I would have been home at the time. But I couldn't remember what year that was. That's fucking terrible.
I was working downtown. The power went out. Gone. Boom.
Yeah.
People we work with got stuck in the elevator for hours and stuff.
Oh, that's terrible.
Like we lived in the city and the power was it was out for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not good.
No. All right. Well, Ian, any other news or notes or headlines on this one? Anything else you found that's of interest?
No, nothing else.
All right.
I will say that during our break here, I looked up and it's the consensus seems to be that for the most part, if you get a general discharge, that you're most of the time you have access to
You're eligible
for the VA health benefits and stuff. So
that'd be real shitty if you weren't. Like you got a discharge.
Yeah. So hopefully that's true. The VA is a big shit show a lot of times from what I've seen. So
yeah. All right. Well, Dave, what do you got for us on your end on the old Patreon?
Well, thank you to new
We just need to get Antoine Dotson the clip on.
Well,
can we just get like an AI of his voice to read all the patron names and just do that moving forward?
We could do that, sure. Thank you to new patrons: Lucy Schreiber, Logan Edward, Chelsea Womeldorf, James Lindsay, Amber, Elka Olafson, Clary Bell, Julie Greer, Parker, Travis, Emily Pollock, Salvi 333, Matt Jones, Randy Bajanin, Daniel Rothenbach, Emma, Buff Scientist number 0001, slamming weights in the lab.
I don't know what that means.
Slamming weights in the lab is in parentheses after Buff Scientist number 0001.
All right.
I like it. Ronton Swan, Mandy Dawson, Melissa Smith, Lizzie LaCouture, Kimberly. No need to hover above the seat. The crabs in here jump 10 feet. Catherine Yarborough. Mike, get your fucking hand off my leg. Mayor of Ghoul, not Gould, Ian, Ghoul, Halloween season. Mayor of Ghoul. Stephanie Phillips, Raul Larios, Misty Hagen, and CRISPR Puppy. Thank you, new patrons, and welcome aboard.
All right, good stuff. Ian, what's going on your end?
On Patreon, we just did the Luna Park ghost train fire, which is a really creepy story, really sad. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily as creepy in a ghost sense, creepy in a Final Destination sense. Like,
yes,
just what can happen. Also, there appears to be some type of an audio anomaly on that episode. There's like a very faint feedback sound on there. We didn't hear it until just recently. And all these comments were popping up and like talking about how there's this feedback and it's unlistenable.
Well, there was it was a small percentage, right, of people
right
saying they could hear something.
But then some people didn't complain at all.
Yeah.
Right.
Like a high-pitched tone.
And some
behind-
people said it's unlistenable. And I listen to it on the phone. I listen to it on here. I put my AirPods in and turn it all the way up. I go, I don't fucking hear anything. And I was sitting there listening to it. I go, is this the thing where young people have a better sense of some frequencies and older people don't hear it? I'm like, I wonder if that's what's going on. The younger people are it's unlistenable for, but at my age spectrum, I don't hear it at all. And Ian, what did you discover with that?
So I found out that I turned my AirPods up to like right under the max, and then I could kind of hear it at that point. So I'm like, well, it's definitely there. And Dave, you had the idea to have my son try it out. He's 14 years old. He heard it immediately. Like he was like, fucking turn that off.
Like a dog whistle.
Yeah.
Crazy.
At some high audio frequency.
Yeah. And I found out it's like this, it was a little light that I have in my office is putting off a frequency that was interrupting with the microphone.
But only on the audio frequency that young people can hear, apparently, because I don't hear anything. Weird. Yeah. It's weird.
And my son didn't even have headphones or anything. Like he just heard it playing from my laptop. He's like, that is terrible.
So
It
mystery
really
solved.
is weird.
Yeah.
I'm going to
So
play
if you're
around
over
with
the age of whatever, maybe join Patreon and you can listen to it fine. But if you're under that age, if you're a
Skip that
youngster, if you're 18 years old, maybe don't listen to it yet. We're going to try to fix that audio file.
Yeah, hold up on that one.
Yeah, I'm going to see. I'm going to play around with it tomorrow and see what I can do. Hopefully I can save it.
So that's a first for us.
Yeah. We can like make a meme out of that, right? Like, remember that thing with the blue dress? Like, do you see blue or do you see gold?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Audio meme. What do you hear on here? I don't hear anything.
Well, it's over.
yeah, it was like a blue dress for some, a white and gold dress for other people.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird. All right, well, that's on Patreon. There was also a new episode of Dave, your game show. Did that fucking happen?
Did that fucking happen? Part 3.
Part 3.
Third installment. Very fun. Art Bell tier level entertainment on Patreon. I will, spoiler, Mike did not do that well. This is not his forte.
It is not my game. I don't win a lot of the games on this show. Almost like there's a conspiracy.
That has been a developing pattern for 6 years, yes.
Okay, anything else? We good? Dave, you got anything else on your end? I never went back to you. You got any shout outs? Anything else?
I do not, no.
Okay. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Necronomipod, patreon.com/Necronomipod, amazon.com, search Necronomipod for all of our merch, and necronomipod.com.
All right, you guys ready for a cool down beer?
Cheers.